Hi. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the first question. In 2010, was it? You were here for Rock for People. Do you remember anything from that? You were sick that day?
Of course I was. Rock for People. Well, I remember the name of the festival, but that...
There were some 41 and
Oh.
that was for my long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that summer we played so many festivals in Europe. It was like, it was a really cool summer. And like, honestly, like we're probably the worst at remembering like specific things about specific shows, but I just remember that summer. I think about it a lot because we had a really good run of festival shows. It was like our first time getting to do those with Brand New Eyes. And I just remember feeling like, man, a lot of people know these songs. This is crazy.
We're excited fans.
Yeah, it was really cool. We're just excited to be here, and like it's been gorgeous too. Like the weather's been beautiful.
Beautiful. It's like, yeah, it's cold. It's terrible.
I like it.
Okay. So my next question is for Taylor, because you mentioned in an interview something about Czechoslovakian heritage.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
I don't know a lot about. I don't really know how to trace it back. But
We can find it. We can find it.
Yeah. my grandmother, her mother was from Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's like I think I'm like a quarter
Okay.
Czechoslovakian or something like that. So
Does that maybe help you like be more excited for coming here?
yeah, well, I mean it's funny because in America you're just a big everyone. It's like big mixed melting pot, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and so anything that you can claim is exciting to go to that country. You're like I'm a little bit this, so that it definitely I think makes it a little more exciting for all of us when you go to those countries and
Alright.
you know you can see like oh like this part of my face looks like these
Okay.
Well, so you have a lot of plans for this year and for the next year too, for touring. So have you thought about another live DVD or something like that?
We want to really bad.
Yeah.
We haven't quite planned it out, but now we have Brand New Eyes and we have all these songs, which I think are gonna make for a really cool collection of like, you know, live footage or whatever. But we also don't want to jump into something that's just live footage. You know, I feel like we want to make it better than the Final Riot, and it would need to have like, you know, some cool personal stuff, like some, you know, just rad footage that we didn't include for Final Riot. So we got to come up with all of that before we jump into it.
So during performing live, do you feel like different emotions from your old songs and from your new ones?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like every night it's different too. Just seeing people singing the same lyrics that like were written back. I remember like some of them in our living rooms or at home, or it's just crazy when you see people, especially in other countries, screaming these lyrics, but each person has a separate emotion attached to it. So like I feel like it depends on the crowd that night, you know, what emotions that I feel going through the stage, because there's some people crying and the person right next to them's like, woo! You know, like, and you don't really know what all the emotions are, but it's really cool to come to a city that's far away and be able to experience that through just looking at someone. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, is it something similar to us seeing you in person?
Yeah.
Is it?
I guess.
Yeah. Like it's unbelievable for you that people are singing these songs in different countries like far away from you
Yeah.
at home. And it's unbelievable for us to be here.
That's awesome.
Do you feel all our superpowers?
Yeah, can you feel it?
Yeah.
Across the room?
Yes.
Do you see how normal and boring we are?
I know it has to be weird, you know, people thinking like, you know, having you as role models and stuff like that. Well, the next question I wanted to ask is about the lyrics, because some of them are really, I don't want to say negative, but maybe depressing, or they're about bad things happening. And what we wanted to ask you was if playing that live is difficult for you, or is it some kind of therapy?
I mean, I think writing alone is like therapy. You know, it always has been, because for me, it's a very personal. This thing where to me it's like better for me to express certain emotions a certain way. Like, Ain't It Fun is a very sarcastic song, just as One of Those Crazy Girls is a very sarcastic song.
Love it, love it.
Because I feel like a lot of our music doesn't always really sound sad. It's like energetic. There's like a few different emotions that are thrown into like every single melody that gets written. But for me, like for instance, writing One of Those Crazy Girls was really exciting for me because I felt like I got to express how I view. I mean, number one, I wanted to write like a breakup song without it being a real breakup song. But number two, it was kind of cool because, you know, I live around guys all the time, and so I constantly hear like, oh man, that girl's crazy, or she's crazy. And I know that everyone has the capacity for crazy, like everyone's crazy. So I wanted to like go there in my head and kind of make fun of the fact that girls get portrayed as this like crazy thing when they go through a breakup, and it's just easier for me to write. I don't know if easy is the right word, but it's like it comes more naturally for me to write sort of this sarcastic or sort of like a little dark and put a twist on it. You know, I don't know. I think maybe that's just the kind of music that we all grew up listening to as well, like that inspired our band. You know, just like The Cure or Failure. Those lyrics are not necessarily roses. You know, they're kind of darker.
We love them.
Thanks so much.
When you were recording in the studio, so is there a song on the album that you played on other instruments that your usual one? Is it on the album?
You played piano. And you played tons of little
Lots of
instruments.
stuff.
You play drums?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, Alon is the most amazing drummer.
Yeah. I wanted to ask if it's like his work, the drum parts, or is it just some of you? He just came and do the drum parts, or you prepared it for him?
We kind of had a basic outline for him, you know, of ways that we wanted parts to feel, and but then we would collect lots of little instruments everywhere that we were all experimenting with, and
Yeah, they put me on a keyboard that I can't even pronounce. So.
it's called a Discoverer.
Oh, it's a Discoverer. Oh, that's what it is. I can say that.
Prunes and custard.
Prunes and custard. Yeah, there was all kind of stuff. I feel like the guys were playing around with tones more than anything else, and just all these different sounds. It was really fun to watch from the outside, because you know I don't do that kind of stuff on the record. I mostly just sing. So to watch them play was like, I felt like I was in heaven. It was amazing.
So we are
Just one last.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one last question. I would like to know, Taylor, Jeremy, if you name your guitars.
Oh my god.
I don't even know this.
Like can't or
He's sitting there smiling at me like he's got names for all of it.
No, I don't.
No, but we were talking about that yesterday with how people name their cars. I've always named my cars.
Really?
I've never named a bass. I'm going to. Is it too late?
I don't think
It's not too late, right?
It's never too late.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
I just kind of describe what they look like or what.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not creative enough. I think sometimes I see people's set lists and it'll have the nickname of their guitar, and I'm like, I don't want to call my guitar Marcel or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's dumb. I just don't. I don't know.
That's a good one, though.
Marcel.
Do you name your guitars?
We don't really play them.
Oh.
You never know. You might play.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
Yeah, there you go.
So I guess it's time for this, because we collected this present from the fans of the Czech Republic, because you, in every interview, say that you don't really get to see the country where you're going, so we had people send us postcards.
That's amazing.
It's like 60 of with notes, and so
You have notes from the fans, so if you have
This is definitely the coolest thing that we've ever done.
Yeah, this is insane.
That's so exciting.
We will look at all of these.
This is so cool.